Google AI Studio is a new sensation. Now, with this incredible tool, you can learn anything on your own. You can ask it to find mistakes in your documents and correct it. It can also help you find a suitable Excel formula for your calculation. And it can refine your PowerPoint document as well. Let's have a closer look. Open your Chrome browser and head over to this particular website, aistudio.google.com. Once you are here, on the left, we have this option: create a prompt, stream real time, start a race, tune a model, etc. Simply click on stream real time, and here you can see we have these three options: talk to Gemini, show Gemini, and share your screen. So this is the option that we are interested in. Let me click over here. Now this particular tool that is called AI Studio can look at the opened documents. Here you can see I have opened a few documents. The first one is Microsoft Word document. Let me click over it and open it. Actually, I'm sharing it with Google AI Studio. Now it's looking at it. Let me ask it a few questions. Hello, look at this particular document, that is the application for a personal loan, and let me know where the corrections can be made.
You want me to focus on the document that is an application for a personal loan and tell you where the corrections can be made? I'll review that document and give you my feedback.
Sure.
After reviewing the document, I have found a few areas where corrections could be made. Firstly, in the first paragraph, where it states, "I hope this message finds you well," it would sound more professional to say, "I hope this message finds you well." Secondly, in the second paragraph, currently employed as lecturer in HED with a monthly income of $200, I am confident in my ability to repay the loan promptly. The monthly income should have an indication of the currency it is in. It also sounds unnatural to say that the person has an income of $200. I would say instead, currently employed as a lecturer with a monthly income of 2,000 United States dollars, or something similar that makes the statement sound more plausible. Finally, in the last paragraph, you could consider adding a more professional closing than "best regards."
Thank you. It was really nice.
You're welcome. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, thank you. Now the speech that has been made between me and this AI Studio is recorded right over here. And now I would like AI Studio to look at my Excel document as well and suggest me a few improvements. Let me click on stop recording for this particular option. Go again over here, stream real time. Let me again click on select video source, screen, and this time I'm gonna choose my Excel document, and I would ask a question related to this. So here we are. So let me know what you are looking at right now.
Okay, so you would like me to tell you what I'm looking at right now. I'm currently looking at an Excel spreadsheet. It has two columns labeled student hours studied and score. There are 10 rows of data, and the first column appears to represent the hours a student studied, while the second is their score. There is also a cell with the label PC coefficient, R. Is there anything else you would like to ask about this spreadsheet?
This PC coefficient is actually Pearson correlation coefficient, and I don't know how to calculate this Pearson correlation coefficient. Keep in mind that there are actually three columns: the student, hours studied, and score. So I have to find out Pearson correlation coefficient using these two columns. Can you help me find the Pearson correlation coefficient using the data given over here?
Sure, I can help you with that. To calculate the Pearson correlation coefficient, you can use the CORAL function in Excel. In cell F2, type equals CORAL, B2, B11, C2, C11, and press enter. CORREL,
CORAL, is it right?
Yes, that's correct.
Now, what should I do?
Next, you should add an open parenthesis. Then, select the range of cells containing... Okay, after the open parenthesis, select cells B2 to B11, then type a comma, then select cells C2 to C11, and then add a closing parenthesis. Then you can press enter.
Is it right?
That is correct.
Now what should I do?
You can press enter.
Okay, very good. Now I've got the Pearson correlation coefficient value as 0.99. Can you please interpret this particular result for me?
Certainly, a Pearson correlation coefficient of 0.986 indicates a very strong positive linear relationship between the variables hours studied and score. This means that as the number of hours studied increases, the scores tend to increase as well.
That's brilliant. Now finally I'm going to show you how I can improve my PowerPoint document. You can also use it to learn a software. However, I'm going to stick myself finally to this PowerPoint document only. So again, I'm going to click on this select video source, and I'm going to use this screen option. You can also use camera to ask it questions related to it, for which I will make a separate video. Let me click on screen, and I'm going to choose PowerPoint this time. Let me click on share. Hi, can you look at this particular document?
Yes, I see a PowerPoint presentation about limiting reactants. It includes a chemical equation and diagrams with red and purple circles. Is there something specific you'd like to discuss about it?
Can you please look at this particular slide and let me know if there is any mistake in it?
Okay, I'll look at the slide. The chemical equation is written as 2n2 plus 3h to 2nh3, but it should actually be n2 plus 3h's 2 to 2nh3, with a subscript 2 for the hydrogen. In addition, it says the limiting reactant is a reactant that consumes first and ceases the chemical reaction, which is correct but not very clear, as it would be better stated that it's the reactant that is completely consumed first in the reaction. Is there anything else you would like me to review on this slide?
No, thank you. You have pointed out two grave mistakes that I've made. Firstly, I need to put in a subscript over here, and this 2 needs to be removed. Is it right?
Yes, that is correct. You've corrected the equation to n2 plus 3h2 to 2 New Hampshire 3.
No, thank you very much. I would like to save this particular document now as a PDF. How can I do that?
To save the PowerPoint as a PDF, you'll need to go to the File menu, then click Save As, and then select PDF as the file type.
Right now I'm here is Save As, but I can't see the option that you are telling me. So what should I do?
After you click Save As, you should then click Browse.
Browse.
This will open a new...
Okay.
Now once you click Browse, a File Explorer window will open. In that window, you can choose a location where you want to save the file. You also need to click the drop-down menu next to Save as Type, which is usually located at the bottom, and then select PDF from the options, and then click Save.
Wow.
This should allow you to...
I've saved my document, and now I can see it is being converted into a PDF document. That was brilliant from your side.
I'm glad I could help. Feel free to ask if you have more questions.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
So guys, we have seen how we can actually use this AI Studio to find mistakes in our documents, to learn a software, and mind you, we can also use its camera to ask it questions regarding anything that we can see with our own eyes. For example, you can put a few vegetables on the table and point your camera towards the vegetable and ask it how to prepare a particular recipe, and it would help you do that, for which I will make a separate video. So this was all about Google AI Studio. I hope you have found this tutorial useful. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.